Hello everybody, it's been a few days. So of course you can read the box here, but these are welding sticks, and I'm not really going to bore you with that today, but I just want to let you know I'm really happy with these Victory Welding Alloys. If you get a chance to buy some, you should. They're good welding sticks. Anyways, so it's been a few days and I've been pretty busy and preoccupied with other things that weren't build related, so I kind of got off track. It's just the way life goes, as you know. You don't always get to choose, the direction things are going. You have to just kind of go with it as it comes. So I'm back to building again, and that means I'm back to making videos about building. Now, what I'm doing here, if you were to look at this initially, you probably have no clue what's going on with this and what I'm building. Let me just put it this way. The truth will come out soon here as far as what this is. But basically I'm building something so I can build something, and I needed to build a stand for a tool here, and that's what I'm doing. Now you can see here, these are old railroad spikes, and I'll tell you what, if you want to learn to weld, railroad spikes are a good way to learn, especially stick, because they're thicker and they're easy to find, and a lot of times you can get them for free. So these are really good for that. Now, they're not the best thing to use for making a stand for something, but I had already made this decorative stand for a TV, and I did this a while back. And the reason that this is significant is because I'm actually basically taking something I already had and converting it into something that I can use now, because I ended up hanging the TV on the wall ultimately because we moved it to a different room. So this thing was just laying around, and if you know me, I'm always trying to reuse materials first. That's like my go-to on a homestead, is to try to reuse something that I already have, so I don't have to go out and buy new materials. Even if a stand would have only cost me like 45 bucks, and in this case that's about what it would have cost me. It's just like a $45 stand. I could have just went, put it together, been done with it, and 45 bucks later. So the time that I spent on this probably would not justify just making this, unless the aesthetics were something you were wanting to do, or if you want to make it an art piece, whatever. But that's not the case here. This is just one of those things where, like I said, it's more of just a personal thing for me. I don't like just buying more and more stuff. I already have like 2 sheds and a shipping container full of stuff, so I just don't need more of it. So anyways, the stand was laying around, literally just laying around, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna just convert this thing and use it for this project, even though it's gonna take me a little extra time to do. But it's never for nothing, because I'm basically brushing up on some welding skills, like using stick welding, which is not something I do all the time. I'm mostly using the flux core machine or MIG. So, using this is actually a good way for me to brush up on my skills, because stick welding is not the easiest process, and it is one of those processes that if you don't do it every day, you're kind of not be as good at it. So anyways, but as far as the build goes, everything's still going well. We definitely are a little behind. I mean, I think that just is pretty normal at this point with building a house. I've never really heard too many people building a house saying, we're ahead of schedule. It just doesn't happen. And as much as you want to be ahead of schedule, it's difficult. There's just a lot of variables. So, but we're trying. And yeah, so I'll be making videos again, and like I said, here you're just watching me, doing this stuff, and I know for some people you might be bored with this, but let me tell you, if you're gonna homestead or live off grid, I highly recommend learning how to weld. And the reason is because welding is one of those things that you can use. There's different types of welding, and you can use it for so many aspects of building a homestead, or being on a farm. Any farmer will tell you. A lot of farmers know how to weld, especially the old timers, but a lot of people don't know how to weld these days, and they wish they did. And I always see ads for people needing a welder online, and it was one of those things where I stopped doing it for a while because I just burnt out doing it, no pun intended, but I was just burnt out doing welding fabrication work all the time. So it was one of those things I kind of put put to the side for a while when I was out here, but now I'm back to it, and you know, I'm not feeling burnt out anymore, and I enjoy doing it. So, but it's very useful on a homestead. It's very good for making repairs. If I were going to recommend what type of welding to learn, well, the easiest to learn is, in my opinion, would be flux core, and that's the one you'll see most people doing. Now, I highly recommend taking a class in it, because as a welder, when you watch welds being done that aren't done correctly, it's kind of sad to see sometimes, and it's not a judgmental thing. It's just that people don't understand how welding works, and how, you know, penetration of metal and fusion, you know, that's what a class will teach you. And so you'll understand that just because a weld looks pretty doesn't mean it's a good weld. And vice versa. I mean, an ugly weld does not mean that it's not a good weld, although, you know, sometimes if a welder sees it, you better have a pretty weld too. So that being said, I'll be back to work this week, and I'm looking forward to making more videos, and you will get to see what this is, because I'm actually going to do a follow-up video today on this, and you'll see what this is actually being used for. But in the meantime, I hope everybody's doing well, and look forward to making some more videos on the house build.